Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to start chapter number 5. Chapter name is Internal Control System. In this chapter, the objectives are discuss the internal control, that what is internal control, its advantages and principles. What are the advantages of internal control and what are the principles of internal control? Then we will discuss about internal audit and internal check. That what is internal audit and what is internal check. Internal control over receipts and payments. That how we will control the receipts and payments of cash. Internal control over purchases, how to control the purchases, what is the procedure of internal control for purchases, and here what is the procedure of internal controls for receipts and payments of cash. Then internal control over sales system, that what is the procedure of internal control for the sales system. So these are the objectives of this chapter. Now, our first topic of this chapter, it is internal control and its principles. Now, first of all, what is internal control? If you people remind, in the first chapter, we discussed a bit about this, and I told you that we will discuss this thing in detail. So what is internal control system? The whole system of business organized by the management to carry on business is called internal control system. Each and everything that is organized by management to run the business effectively and efficiently. Every system that is used by management or the whole system of business organized by management. Who is organizing the system? The management is organizing the system to carry on the business. Why he is organizing the system? To carry on the business activities effectively and efficiently is called internal control system. Now you people will think that which things will be included in internal control system. It is a process for assuring of an organization's objectives. Now, the management, they are setting some objectives and they need to make sure how to achieve these objectives. So they are setting a system for the achievement of these objectives in operational effectiveness and efficiency. And they are setting this system in the operations. You have accounts department, you have finance department, you have marketing department, you have sales department, you have production department. So all these departments, what is the purpose of these departments? To achieve the objectives of the business. So the management is developing that system for achieving the organization's objectives in operational effectiveness and efficiency, and they are setting this system operationally in the form of operations, and they want to achieve effectiveness and efficiency in that system. Reliable financial reporting and compliance with laws. They set a system in which financial reporting is reliable. You can trust the financial reporting, and they set a system which is according to the laws, compliance with the laws, to follow the laws, regulations and policies. They set the system to follow the regulations and to follow the policies of the company. So, in internal control, what is internal control? It is the whole system of business developed by the management for achieving the organization's objectives effectively and efficiently, reliable. Their financial reporting is reliable and is compliance with the laws. And when they are setting this system, so they are keeping in mind that the financial reporting system, it is reliable and it is following the laws. It is according to the laws, regulations and policies of the company. A broad concept, internal control, involves everything that controls the risks to an organization. Now, in simple words, you can say that it is a broad concept in which the objective is each and everything that is causing risk to an organization. The management wants to control these risks. So see, internal control involves everything that controls the risks to an organization. Sorry. So management is trying everything that is a risk for an organization and how to control that risk. Now, your operational effectiveness and efficiency. Why you are developing operational effectiveness and efficiency? To get good output, to achieve the objectives on time. Why reliable financial reporting? Because there will be no errors and fraud. And why you are following the laws? Because if you are not following the laws, regulations, so what will happen? There will be penalties on the company. So all these are risks, and the organization, the management is trying to control these risks. So for controlling the risks of an organization, we are developing internal control. So internal control involves everything that controls risks to an organization. In internal control, our aim is to control the risks factor, each and everything that is causing risks to an organization. The purpose of internal control is to control these risks. Now, what are the objectives of internal control? Number one, the errors and frauds of clerk may be prevented. So in this objective, our aim is to detect errors and frauds. The second is to prevent the goods and cash misappropriation by keeping check on the receipts and delivery. The other purpose is to prevent the goods and the cash misappropriation. There is possibility of misappropriation of goods, misuse of the assets of the organization and misuse of the cash. So the purpose of internal control is to control this misappropriation of assets and cash, receipts and payments, to keep an accurate record of all the business transactions. There is another objective, to keep an accurate record of the transactions of the business. So, what is internal control in short? The system of business developed by the organization to carry on the business effectively and efficiently. We call it internal control. Main purpose of the internal control is to develop a system in such a way that we will get effectiveness and efficiency. The financial reporting, it will be reliable, compliance with the laws, to develop such a system which is following the laws, regulations, and the policies of the company. Or, in simple words, you can say that everything that is controlling the risk factor to an organization. Any risk to an organization, the purpose of internal control is to control that risk. Now, principles of internal control. Now, what are the principles of the internal control? The first thing is record and books of accounts. It is related to record keeping and the books of accounts. Books should be kept up to date. You will keep up to date books, day to day, journal entries, you know about that, and at regular intervals, and should be balanced. You will keep up to date record of the books at regular intervals, and these should be balanced. Handling of cash transaction should be made by different persons. Now, this is another rule for internal control, that one person, he will perform one duty. He will not be responsible for each and everything. Like, in organization, there are different activities. Like, suppose cash receipt. The other activity, it is cash payment. So one person, he will be responsible for cash receipts, and the other person, he will be responsible for cash payments. One person is not allowed to do both the tasks. Now here he's telling you, handling of cash transactions should be made by different persons. For example, the cashier should not be allowed to record the cash received accounts balance. Cashier is not concerned with the cash receipt accounts. He should have no concern with the written ledgers. Now keep in mind one thing. In banks, if you will see, there is a cashier. Cashier, his duty is just the payment of cash. He will just make payment of cash. He's not concerned with any other duty. Receipt of cash, he will not handle. The cashier will not handle this. He is just concerned with the payment of cash. Just he will pay the cash. He's not concerned with any accounting entry, journal entry, or any ledger. His work is just to pay the cash. Just this is your duty. Who is receiving cash? There will be a separate person. The entry related to cash payment, cashier is not concerned. He is just concerned with the payment of cash. Just pay the cash. You're not concerned with recording of the entry. The cash payment, this will be the concern of an individual person. So this is the principle of internal control, that one person, he is concerned with one duty. Indifferent checking. Work performed by one person should be independently and automatically checked by another person. Basically, this is called internal check. One person, we will develop such a system that this is, suppose, hierarchy of organization. Now, there are different people working. This person is responsible to this person, and this person is responsible to this person. Now, if this person is doing some work, so his work will be automatically checked by this person, and this person is doing some work, so his work will be checked by this person. If this person is making some mistake, he will correct it, and if this person is making some mistake, he will correct it. So the work of one person will be automatically checked by another person. We will distribute the work in such a way that the work of one person will be checked by the other person automatically. Indifferent, we call it indifferent checking, or we call it internal check. This is internal control, and we are talking about internal check. Work performed by one person should be independently and automatically checked by another person. Number 3, principle relating to staff. Duties of each staff member should be clear, and there should be no confusion and doubt in this regard. When we will distribute the work, it will be clear. What does it mean? When we are distributing the work, so each and every person, he will know that this is my duty. There will be no confusion in that. Now this person is assigning duties to these persons, that you are responsible for cash receipts, you are responsible for cash payments, and you are responsible for adjusting entries. So there will be no confusion. In case of any staff member absence, duties arrangements should be made in advance. Now if one person is going on leave, this person is going on leave, so we will give his responsibility to someone else. So the work of each and every person, it will be clear. So here, duties of each staff member should be clear and there should be no confusion and doubt in this regard. Each and every person will know that this is my duty. Now, like I am a teacher, so my responsibility is to deliver the lectures, give assignments, check the papers, make the papers, and submit the results. So I know about my duties. But my boss, HOD, or Dean of the faculty, he is responsible for curriculum development. He is responsible for controlling these other staff members. He is responsible to handle the students and different others. And the vice chancellor, he is concerned, he know about his duties, that what is my duty. So the duty of each and every person should be clear and there should be no doubt in this regard. Changing. It is also an important principle that no one should handle the transaction from beginning to end. Now it is not like this, that this person, he will be responsible for this work and he will be responsible, he will also be responsible for this work. No, not like this. One person is not responsible for each and everything. Like suppose we are not hiring these people, 1, 2, 3, and we are giving this work to this person. So now here what will happen? The chance of errors and frauds, it will be increased. Why? He is responsible for receipts, he is responsible for payments, he is responsible for adjustments. Each and everything is in his hand. So there is possibility that he will cheat. So because in this situation there is a chance of fraud. Generally, most of the frauds are committed due to this reason, that we are giving him the whole responsibility and authority. One person, he is doing each and everything, so there is a chance of fraud. He can easily deceive the top management. Proper supervision. For the effective internal control system, management should have up-to-date information about the trade and financial position of the company. There should be a proper supervision. The top management, they will be aware of each and everything here, 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 and here. Like the vice chancellor, it is important for him that he will keep a record, he is informed about each and everything happening in the company. There will be proper supervision. Like this man is responsible to this and this man is responsible to this. So if there is proper supervision, so this man will get more and more information. So for effective internal control system, management should have up-to-date information about the trade, business and financial position of the company, and they know each and everything about the financial position of the company. Clear rules. All those rules relating to cash, stock, receipts and issuance of goods should be very clear and well defined. It should be also checked. It should also be checked that these rules should be followed by the employees properly. Now, for each and everything, there will be a clear rule. Suppose we are purchasing, we want to purchase assets. So there will be a proper rule defined at what will be the procedure. Suppose we want to purchase land, we want to purchase building, or we want to purchase, suppose, machinery, or we want to purchase furniture. So what will be the procedure? There will be a meeting. After the meeting, there will be discussion on that thing. Then after that, the approval, it will go to the finance department. Finance department, they will give approval to accounts department. Then accounts department, they will refer it to the audit department, and the audit department, after verification, they will give a recommendation. Then it will go back to the accounts department, and then accounts department will make payment and will purchase, will make the not payment, they will give authority to the purchase department, and then purchase department will make the purchase. So for each and everything, for payment of cash, for receipt of cash, for purchase of stock, for receipt and issuance of goods, should be very clear and well defined rules. There will be rules regarding this thing. It should also be checked that these rules should be followed by the employees properly. And we will check that whether employees are following these rules or not. And for this purpose, the internal auditor is responsible. Suppose I need 1 month advance salary. So for advance salary, there will be a procedure, there will be a rule defined in the organization. The payment of salaries, normal salaries, there will be a rule. Like in Salam, 24, 25, they're making the payroll. Then the payroll is going, the cashier, he is making the payroll. Then it is going to the finance head, he's signing it. Then it is going to the vice chancellor, he's signing it. Then it is coming back to the finance, and then it is going back to the cashier. So in this way, the activities will be performed. So for each and every activity, there will be a clear cut rule. For purchase of stock, for receipts and issuance of goods, for each and everything, there will be a clear cut rule defined. And it should also be checked that these rules should be followed by the employees properly. And we will check that whether employees are following these rules or not. So, in internal check, internal control, we are checking that record and books of accounts, there will be up-to-date record about each and every transaction, and one person will perform one work, not more than that. In different checking, the work of one person will be checked by the other person automatically. Principles relating to staff, each and every staff, he knows about his duty. Changing, there will be what, that one person, he will not be responsible for each and everything. And inside the organization, there must be a change. Like after 5 months, the cashier, we will change the cashier and we will give him some other responsibility. So in this way there will be a changing, so the chance of fraud, it will be minimum. There will be proper supervision from top management, and there will be clear rules defined for each and everything in the organization. Inshallah, in the next class, then we will talk about instruction in working, qualified and competent staff, double system of accounting, incentives for honest workers, use of machines, and performance of duties record. So, inshallah, in the next class, then we will talk about all these things. Assalamu alaikum.